Another crushing finish for Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns after a superb season.
For years, the Phoenix Suns were the laughingstock of the NBA, missing the playoffs for pretty much a decade. But now they're sitting at 59-14, coming off of an NBA Finals appearance, and are looking like the most dominant team in basketball. I'm not really here to talk about that, though. I'm here to talk about Devin Booker, somebody that I think has become extremely underrated in the NBA. Somebody that used to be called just empty stats because he was putting up 26 points on a bad team, to now where all the praise goes to Chris Paul, Monty Williams, and not a lot to Devin Booker, which, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Chris Paul fan. And Chris Paul definitely deserves a good amount of credit, but it seems like Devin Booker does not get the praise that he truly deserves. When we talk about the MVP candidates, Devin Booker's name does not get brought up at all, which is kind of crazy. He's putting up very good numbers on the best team in basketball, and a team that has not played without Chris Paul since the All-Star break, and they have only extended their lead over the second seed in the Western Conference. The Suns are currently on a 6-game win streak, 8-2 over their last 10 games, all of those without Chris Paul, and Devin Booker has been a big catalyst of that. Over those last 10 games, Devin Booker's averaging 28 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game, which is slightly better than his season averages of 25, 5, and 5. And this is a player that I think should have killed the narrative last season, or at least given himself an opportunity to be considered one of the best players in the league after what he did in the postseason. We know the Suns made it to the NBA Finals. Devin Booker was a big-time piece to that run, and he ended up breaking the record for the most points in a player's first playoff run. That was a run that was conducted without the full services of Chris Paul, as he dealt with injuries, he dealt with COVID, so Devin Booker had to take on a much bigger load than maybe expected. And now with the Suns being by far the best team in basketball, Devin Booker still does not seem to get the love that he deserves. Now, I'm not going as far as to say like he should be one of the front runners for MVP, because this is a very stacked race. But he should at least get more media love, more praise from NBA fans, because what he is doing is absolutely incredible. He's pretty much been playing the point guard position over the last month and a half, and his defense has really stepped up. I don't think D-Book gets the praise that he really deserves on the defensive side of the floor. That's something that's been a much improved part of his game. I think a lot of people expected the Suns to fall off after Chris Paul went down with a hand injury, but they've pretty much been the same team. They're still dominant on the defensive side of the floor. Devin Booker's still doing his thing. DeAndre Ayton has even stepped up. And overall, they just look like the dominant team that they have been all season long, which is why I think like this team is borderline untouchable right now. And I think once Chris Paul gets back, they're going to look even better. But that shouldn't take away from the fact of how great Devin Booker's been, not only this season, but especially over the last month and a half of basketball. All I'm saying is Book deserves a little more praise. He doesn't have to be MVP frontrunner, but he's playing like the best at his position in the league, and he's playing like he's a top 15, top 10 player this season. He's definitely killed the empty stat narrative, and if you ask me, he's the best player on this Phoenix Suns basketball team, even with Chris Paul there. I think it's time we admit that, and Book has a chance to be legendary and potentially win the championship this season for the first time in the Phoenix Suns history. But I just wanted to give the flowers to Devin Booker that he deserves. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll be back next time with another video. Peace.